30 things younger women do when hitting on older men. It's pointless trying to guess whether a younger woman is flirting with you, especially when she's doing everything she can to make it not look like flirting. That's the thing most men miss. Younger women don't approach older men directly. They operate through subtleties, deniable moves, and emotionally coded signals. But like all human behavior, it's not random. It follows patterns. When a younger woman is attracted to an older man, she reveals it in very specific ways. Physical cues, conversational pivots, subtle shifts in tone and attention. Once you learn to spot those patterns, you'll stop guessing and start reading. Today, I'll show you exactly what those signs look like, so you never miss the moment again. And make sure you stick around until the final sign, because it reveals the one thing younger women almost never say out loud, but always show when they're secretly hoping you'll make a move. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. She uses accidental touches to test the waters, with a built-in escape route. Younger women often flirt through plausible deniability. That's key. They're not trying to get caught being flirty. They're trying to be noticed, just enough. So instead of placing a bold hand on your thigh or grabbing your arm and declaring their interest, they lean into the oops method. The accidental brush of her arm across yours as she reaches for her drink. The brief contact on your lower back as she passes behind you. The playful shoulder bump during a laugh. She's testing something. She's asking, how will you react? Will you stiffen, relax, touch her back? Why the act? Because if it doesn't land well, if you don't respond or seem uncomfortable, she can play it off. Oh, sorry. And that's it. No rejection, no ego bruised. But here's the thing. Younger women don't accidentally touch older men they're not attracted to. They know how it lands, and they're hoping you notice. If it happens more than once, you're not imagining it. She's inviting you to close the gap, physically, emotionally, or both. 2. She brings up the age gap, but in a way that flatters you, not critiques you. When a younger woman mentions the age difference between you, it's rarely random. Pay attention to the tone. If it's playful, curious, admiring, that's not her pointing out a flaw. That's her drawing attention to what makes you distinct from the guys she normally meets. She might say something like, I don't usually talk to older guys, but you're different. Or, you just don't feel like a guy from your generation. Sometimes it's more teasing. You're such a grown-up. Either way, it's not an insult. It's flirtation disguised as observation. This is especially true when she pairs it with positive body language. Leaning in, smiling, touching her hair. She's drawing a line between you and other men her age, and suggesting you might be in a different league. But here's where a lot of mature men miss it. They get defensive or awkward about the age difference. Don't. She brought it up because it excites her. Maybe you make her feel safer. Maybe more grounded. Maybe you're just more attractive because you're settled in a way 20-somethings aren't. If she's pointing it out, she's circling the attraction, waiting to see if you'll step into it. 3. She lingers after everyone else has left, like she's waiting for you to notice. You know that moment when everyone starts wrapping up, drinks are finished, goodbyes are being said, and one person just stays? If a younger woman lingers when she has no real reason to, that's not random. She's extending the moment. She wants you to see that she's still there, still interested, still available for whatever happens next. It could be at a work event, a birthday party, or even a group dinner. She's not hovering awkwardly. She's just present, making it easy for you to speak to her without an audience. The point is, younger women don't stay late for small talk. They stay because they want to be noticed. If you're the only one left in the room with her, she's giving you space to make a move. Don't wait for her to outright say it. Read the room and read her. Quick check-in. If you're watching this because you're building yourself into a man who actually notices patterns, comment sharp below. Let's see who's thinking differently. 4. She references old movies or music she shouldn't know, just to connect with you. Here's something you might not realize. When a younger woman is into an older man, she often tries to bridge the cultural gap on purpose. That means quoting films from before she was born, name-dropping bands she wouldn't normally listen to, or casually mentioning TV shows from back in the day. Why? Because it signals connection. She's trying to meet you on your turf, a place most women her age don't go. It's not that she's secretly obsessed with 1970s noir films or 1980s power ballads. She's using that reference to say, I get you. I understand your world. I like that you're different from the guys my age. And she's hoping you'll be surprised, impressed, maybe even a little flattered. The trick is, she's not doing this with everyone. She picked that obscure reference for you. That's the signal. 5. She over-apologizes in text, softening even the most normal conversations. Younger women tend to communicate more emotionally in texts. And when they're into an older guy, they sometimes overcorrect to avoid scaring him off. So they apologize. A lot. Sorry if that was too much LOL. Didn't mean to blow up your phone, ha ha ha, sorry. Sorry if that sounded weird, I just wanted to ask. This isn't insecurity, it's softness. It's a way of checking your temperature. She's trying to make sure you're still interested, still open, still listening. Because younger women know that older men sometimes expect more formality or reserve, and they don't want to come off as immature or intense. So these sorry texts, they're not about guilt, they're about hope. She hopes you'll reassure her. She hopes you'll reply. She hopes you'll let her keep going. 6. She playfully challenges your expertise as a way to see how confident you are. This one trips up a lot of guys. A younger woman might flirt with you by disagreeing with you. Playfully, she might act like she doesn't believe your story about that concert in '97, or joke that you're exaggerating your gym routine, or pretend to roll her eyes at your opinions on classic rock. It's not disrespect. It's testing your presence. Younger women often admire the confidence that comes with maturity. They want to see if you can take a little heat. If you get flustered, defensive, or try to one-up her, she'll lose interest. But if you laugh, stay cool, and tease her back with charm, that's where things shift. She's not arguing with you. She's inviting you into flirtation through contrast. Don't try to win the point. Try to win the moment. 7. She reacts warmly to your dad jokes, but not anyone else's. Let's be honest, some of your humor might be a little vintage. The kind of jokes that make 20-somethings groan at Thanksgiving. But when a younger woman is into you, she laughs at your jokes, and only yours. Even if they're corny, even if they're old-fashioned, even if they'd fall flat from someone else. Why? Because it's not about the joke, it's about you. She's attuning herself to your wavelength, showing appreciation, not for the punchline, but for the personality behind it. This warmth is selective. Watch how she reacts to others. If she's giving you the glow and everyone else gets politeness, that's a signal you're probably ignoring. 8. She uses oddly formal compliments, like, "You're so composed," or "You have presence." Younger women often admire traits in older men that their peers lack: steadiness, restraint, presence, but they don't always have the language to express attraction the way you might expect. So instead of saying, "You're hot," she says, "You're really composed." Instead of, "You're sexy," it's, "You carry yourself so well." These compliments might sound clinical or stiff, but don't miss what's behind them. She's talking about your vibe. She's showing admiration for the way you exist, your energy, your self-possession. She might even say, "You have this energy about you," or "You just seem so grounded." These are deep compliments. They signal intrigue, curiosity, and often attraction that runs beyond the surface. 9. She keeps finding reasons to show you things on her phone, held just a bit too close. Whether it's a meme, a playlist, or a photo of her dog, younger women love using their phones as flirtation props. But the way they do it reveals a lot. If she holds her phone close to your face, closer than necessary, or tilts it toward you so your shoulders brush, that's physical closeness disguised as sharing. It's deliberate. It creates a private bubble between the two of you, even in public. She's inviting you into her personal space while pretending it's all about the screen. Don't be fooled by the casualness of it. She's not showing her phone to everyone like that. And if she lingers before pulling it away, you're meant to feel the tension, not just see the content. 10. She positions herself in your peripheral vision, not directly in front of you. This one's subtle, but powerful. In a social setting, younger women will often hover in your orbit before approaching, not directly in front of you, but within your field of awareness. A little to the side, close enough to notice but far enough to deny. Why? Because younger women are more fluid in how they flirt. They'll let proximity do the work, standing slightly behind you at the bar, sitting 2 stools over, then gradually edging closer, making sure you can see her without having to turn your head. It's ambient flirtation. The hope is, you'll feel her presence before you consciously recognize it. If she wanted to avoid you, she'd go across the room. But if she's lingering on the edge of your space, again and again, she's waiting for a cue, a glance, a comment, an invitation. Don't ignore the periphery. That's where most of the flirting begins. 11. She offers to help with something unnecessary, just to earn a thank you. Younger women who are attracted to older men will often look for low-effort, low-risk ways to insert themselves into your space. One of the ways they do that, they offer to help with things you don't actually need help with. Carrying a jacket, bringing you a drink, helping pack up something small, offering to check something on her phone that you've already figured out. She's not doing this because you look helpless. She's doing it because she wants to create a micro-moment, a quick favor, a tiny bridge, something that gives her a reason to interact with you in a way that feels thoughtful, generous, useful, even if it's unnecessary. Why? Because it opens a safe channel for interaction. You say, "Thank you," and she gets to see how you react to being helped by her. Do you get flustered? Do you light up? Do you appreciate it? She's observing all of that. And the truth is, younger women don't go out of their way to assist men they're not interested in, especially older men. If she's trying to help with the little things, it's because she wants to be noticed for the bigger ones. 12. She finds ways to talk about what older men do better than guys her age. A younger woman who's flirting with an older man will often sneak in casual comparisons, ones that, not so coincidentally, make you look great. She might mention how guys her age don't know how to communicate, or how they avoid commitment, or how they're too obsessed with their phones. Then she'll follow up with something like, "You don't seem like that," or "You just handle things differently." This isn't a complaint, it's an invitation. She's positioning you as the exception, the upgrade, and framing her attraction in a way that feels both safe and flattering. She's signaling that she sees value in your maturity, your patience, your calm, your depth. The point isn't whether all younger men are actually like that. The point is that you are not, and that contrast, in her eyes, makes you more magnetic. 13. She always points out what you're wearing, especially when it's understated. Younger women will often use compliments on your clothing as a safe, socially acceptable way to signal interest, especially if the compliment is oddly specific. If you're wearing a button-down that fits you well, a good watch, a simple but quality pair of boots, she'll notice. And she'll say something like, "You always dress so sharp," or "I like how clean your style is." These aren't just surface-level observations, they're coded messages. What she's really saying is, "I'm paying attention to you." The key detail is when she compliments things that aren't flashy. If you've got a loud jacket or designer sneakers, anyone can comment on those. But if she says something about your scent, the cut of your blazer, the color of your shirt, that's intentional. Younger women don't always know how to approach older men directly, so they flirt through observation. If she's noticing your quiet details, she's noticing you. 14. She downplays her own age, but brings yours up like it's impressive. You might hear her say something like, "Ugh, I still feel like a teenager," or "I don't even know what I'm doing with my life," followed shortly by something like, "You're so put together," or "You've really got life figured out." That's not self-deprecation, it's contrast building, and it's designed to elevate you. Younger women who are into older men often lean into the age difference, not away from it. They position themselves as still in progress, still becoming, while casting you as fully formed. Why? Because it creates that dynamic of admiration. And more importantly, it gives them a way to express interest without seeming too forward. She's not saying, "I want you." She's saying, "You seem like someone worth looking up to." She'll only say these things to a man she's sizing up romantically, not because she needs a father figure, but because she wants to feel anchored by someone who's already been through it. 15. She asks you weirdly specific questions about your daily routines. When a younger woman starts digging into your life with oddly specific questions, things that don't really matter on the surface, that's a clear sign she's curious about you in a personal way. She might ask, "What do you usually eat for breakfast? What time do you go to sleep? Do you work out in the mornings or at night? Do you journal? You seem like someone who would." These aren't just icebreakers. These are ways she's building a mental picture of your private world, your rituals, your rhythms, your mindset, and they're a way to place herself inside that picture. Younger women are especially intrigued by older men who have structure and self-discipline. It's something they often find calming, even sexy. When she asks about your habits, it's not because she wants to copy them, it's because she wants to understand how you operate and how she might fit into that flow. 16. She slows down her speech around you, but speeds it up when nervous. Watch how she talks. A younger woman who's flirting with you will often modulate her pace without realizing it. If she slows down when you're having a one-on-one conversation, speaking more thoughtfully, using pauses, letting silences breathe, she's doing that because she's calibrating to your energy. She wants to come across as more mature, more thoughtful, more composed. But in moments of nervous excitement, like when you suddenly give her a compliment, or when you say something that flusters her, you'll see her speech speed up. She might talk over herself, interrupt her own sentence, giggle more. These fluctuations aren't random, they're emotional spikes. Younger women who are drawn to older men often feel a tension between wanting to appear grown-up and still getting butterflies. And if you watch how her tone and timing shift, you'll start noticing that tension play out in real time. A clear sign she's not just chatting, she's reacting. 17. She initiates deep talk way too early for a casual conversation. You're talking about the usual things, music, movies, plans for the weekend, when suddenly, she hits you with something like, "Do you believe people can change? Have you ever had your heart broken? What do you think happens after we die?" It catches you off guard. But for her, this is how she flirts, by skipping the surface. Younger women who are drawn to older men often crave depth. They want conversations that go somewhere. They want to tap into your experiences and see if there's something emotionally substantial beneath your calm exterior. So when she steers things into deep waters quickly, it's not because she's being dramatic, it's because she's probing. She wants to know if she can connect with you on a level most guys her age can't. And here's the secret. She doesn't do that with everyone. She saves it for men she respects and is likely attracted to. 18. She references what other women must think of you. If she says something like, "You must get hit on all the time," or "I bet women love that about you," pay attention. She's projecting. Younger women don't bring up imaginary competition unless they're trying to frame you as desirable. It's a way of saying, "I see your value, and I'm sure others do too." But it also serves another purpose. It lets her fish for your reaction. If you respond humbly, she feels more drawn in. If you brush it off or deflect playfully, she reads that as confidence. But either way, she brought it up to draw attention to your appeal. This move is also a form of testing. She wants to see how you handle being seen as attractive. Because if you're grounded and not arrogant about it, that tells her something important. You're safe to desire. 19. She tries to impress you with old-fashioned etiquette. Younger women raised in a fast, casual digital world will sometimes switch gears around older men. They become more polite, more intentional, more old school. She might hold the door for you, offer to clear your plate, thank you in a formal tone, compliment you in a way that feels straight out of a Jane Austen novel. It's not an accident. She's adjusting her style because she senses yours. She's trying to match your level of self-respect. And more than anything, she's trying to stand out. Not as loud, not as wild, but as graceful. This behavior isn't fake. It's performative, yes, but not in a bad way. It's her showing a version of herself that she thinks you might respond to. And she only does that when she wants to leave an impression. 20. She praises your restraint or control, even when it doesn't seem relevant. Younger women who are into older men often admire qualities they don't yet fully possess themselves. One of the biggest? Restraint. So if you're in a conversation and she says something like, "You're so calm," or "You don't get flustered by anything," or even, "I like how you didn't rush into the conversation," that's code. She's not just commenting on your vibe. She's praising what it feels like to be around you. That sense of emotional steadiness, that self-possession. It's magnetic to someone still figuring themselves out. Sometimes it'll show up in physical situations too. You didn't interrupt. You didn't make a move too fast. You waited for her to speak. You gave her space. She sees all of that. And when she comments on your control, what she's really saying is, you're safe and kind of irresistible. 21. She draws attention to how she's probably too much for most men. Younger women flirting with older men often use self-aware statements that seem like jokes, but they're really litmus tests. One of the big ones? Saying something like, "I'm probably too much for most guys," or "Guys my age can't handle me." This isn't bragging. It's an open invitation to disagree. And by disagreeing, you're subtly validating her interest in you. The point of saying this isn't to make herself seem intimidating. It's to suggest she's been misunderstood by younger men, and that maybe someone with more maturity, someone like you, might finally get her. What she's really doing is disqualifying other men without having to pitch herself to you directly. She's hoping you'll think, maybe I could handle her. Maybe she needs someone with more depth. Maybe me. If she says she's too much, hear this instead. I'm hoping you're not too little. 22. She uses exaggerated innocence, then watches your reaction closely. When a younger woman is hitting on an older man, she may play up a kind of exaggerated innocence, asking overly basic questions, feigning surprise at grown-up topics, or acting playfully naive about things you clearly have experience with. It might sound like, "Wait, what's that cocktail? I've never heard of it. I've never been on a real date with someone who knows how to actually have a conversation. I still don't know how to pay taxes, honestly." She's not genuinely clueless. She's performing a gap, one that puts you in the position of being the grounded, worldly one. And then, she watches how you react. If you explain things with calm confidence, without condescension, she'll lean in harder. She's hoping to see that you find her charming, not childish, curious, not immature. The innocence isn't about being fake. It's about establishing polarity, her discovery energy, your mastery. It's a flirtation dance, not a lecture. 23. She gets unusually quiet when you mention another woman. You're talking, casually, about a female friend, an ex, or even a coworker, and she doesn't say much. She changes the subject. She gives a soft nod and avoids eye contact. This isn't disinterest. It's the opposite. Younger women who are romantically interested in older men often don't know how to navigate jealousy gracefully, especially early on when nothing's official, and they don't want to seem possessive. So what do? They withdraw slightly. They create space. They shrink their energy for a beat. She's protecting herself. And she's hoping you'll notice the sudden dip in engagement. Because if you do, and you gently steer the topic away or clarify your feelings, you'll put her right back into open, flirty mode. If a younger woman suddenly pulls back when another woman comes up, that's a sign she sees herself as competing, which means she sees you as worth competing for. 24. She's overly interested in your opinions on younger people's behavior. This is subtle, but revealing. She might ask, "What do you think of how our generation dates? Do you think younger people just don't commit anymore? Do you think social media ruined relationships?" These aren't just curiosity-driven questions. They're testing questions. She wants to know what kind of older man you are. Are you dismissive, wise, cynical, romantic? She's reading between the lines to see if you view people her age with disdain, or with detached curiosity, or if you're open to the idea that some younger people, like her, might be worth your time. More importantly, she's trying to see if you understand her world, and whether you have the emotional intelligence to relate to it without condescension. If she's trying to include you in that conversation, she's already thinking of you as someone she'd like to be understood by. 25. She revisits tiny things you said days ago, as if they stuck with her. You mentioned once that you drink black coffee and hate sugar. A week later, she brings you your coffee. No sugar. You told a random story about a hiking trail. Next time she sees you, she says, "I looked that up. It looks amazing." You made an offhand joke about being bad at texting. Now she opens with, "I know this is a risky text, since you're the world's worst replier." Younger women flirting with older men often latch onto small personal details. Not because they're obsessed, but because they're trying to prove that you left an impression, even if they don't say so directly. This kind of recall isn't casual, it's effort. She's not just being polite, she's showing you that she sees you, that what you said mattered, that she wants to build familiarity and warmth. And more than that, she's probably hoping you notice that she remembered, because deep down, she wants to matter to you too. 26. She seeks you out in mixed age groups, even if she's got peers around. You're at a social event. There's a mix of people, some her age, some yours. There's laughter, energy, music, drinks. She could be anywhere. But where is she? Near you. Even if she's floating around, her energy keeps returning to you like a magnet. She offers you a drink, taps your arm when she passes, throws glances your way, or plants herself just close enough to be within earshot. Younger women flirting with older men rarely make big declarations. What they do instead is show consistency. They find ways to orient around you, even if there's no excuse to be near you. She has peers in the room, but she's choosing to stand near you. That's not logistics, that's attraction. And if she does it more than once, you're her anchor in that space, whether you've realized it or not. 27. She makes oddly specific comparisons like, "You remind me of that actor." This is one of the clearest tells, and one of the easiest to miss. A younger woman might say something like, "You remind me of that guy from that show, the one who's calm but intense," or, "You have a James Bond vibe, not the cheesy one, the sharp one." These comparisons are almost never about the literal likeness. They're about vibe recognition. She's drawing a flattering parallel to someone who likely carries authority, mystery, confidence, or sex appeal. And she's trying to tell you, in a roundabout way, that you give her that same energy. This is a flirting technique that lets her compliment you without saying, "You're hot." It gives her cover. But make no mistake, if she compares you to a composed, stylish, emotionally intelligent male character, that's how she sees you. And that's very intentional. 28. She lets the silence stretch between you longer than her generation usually would. Younger women live in a hyper-connected, fast-paced social world, filled with quick replies, fast speech, memes, and overstimulation. So when one of them slows down around you, that's a sign. If she lets the silence between your sentences breathe, if she looks at you just a second longer before speaking, if she doesn't interrupt, rush to fill space, or jump back into her phone, that's deliberate. That's her adjusting to your rhythm and inviting more intimacy. It takes vulnerability to leave space. Silence can feel loud in a flirtatious moment. If she's choosing not to escape it, it's because she wants something to build in that space. Younger women don't offer that kind of pacing casually. It's a gift, one they only give when they're open to something real, or realer than what they're used to. 29. She forgets her drink or item near you, then doubles back to retrieve it. Classic move, ancient roots, but still overlooked. You're at a bar or a lounge. She sets her drink near you. You talk. She leaves, but accidentally leaves her drink, scarf, lip gloss, phone. Then 5 minutes later, she returns to retrieve it. Was it really an accident? Probably not. Leaving something behind gives her an excuse to reapproach you, without seeming clingy. It reopens the conversation without needing a new topic, and it gives you a chance to initiate something, if you missed your window the first time. This move is especially common among younger women who are a little unsure if the interest is mutual. but they're still willing to put themselves in your path one more time. If she leaves something behind and comes back smiling, don't chalk it up to forgetfulness. See it for what it is, a second invitation. 30. She hints at how rare it is to feel safe and electric at the same time. This is it, the deepest layer. The compliment that isn't really a compliment. The line that sounds like a reflection, but is actually a confession. A younger woman who's into an older man might say something like, "I don't usually feel this calm with someone. You make things feel simple, but not boring. It's weird to feel this safe and still feel butterflies." Read that again. Safe and still feel butterflies. That's what most younger women are chasing, even if they can't always articulate it. And if she says it to you, she's saying the quiet part out loud. She's telling you that you've made her feel grounded without dulling the spark, that you're both protector and temptation, that she can relax into the moment and want more from it. She'll only say this if she means it. And when she does, that's not flirting. That's her trust talking. Don't miss it. Up next, discover what girls do when they think you're good looking, or learn the unmistakable signs she has a secret crush on you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.